Birth control really, while it may not be preventing some sort of disease or illness, because certainly pregnancy is not an illness, but it is a major part of somebody's life, and it affects someone in a way that is huge, and it is beyond just having some sort of transient condition. The decision to have a child is one that will affect your life and the life of your family forever. And birth control really gives people the opportunity to take that decision and make it in a responsible, thoughtful way. And so it's preventive in the sense in that it helps people to prevent a situation that they're not ready for, they're not prepared for, and really create a better outcome for themselves, their family, and all of their future children. I think part of the thing that people get wrong about this, and that is important to understand, is that the whole idea around contraception is that you're preventing the conception from happening. So it's not as if you're terminating an existing pregnancy. You are preventing meeting up of egg and sperm, and you're making it so that a person is able to not become pregnant in the first place. It's not a matter of, it's not an abortal procedure. It's simply just creating an environment that, or a situation where conception or fertilization won't occur. Kind of the classic birth control is the birth control pill, which is typically some sort of hormone that a woman takes, either estrogen plus progesterone or progesterone only. And the whole idea behind those methods is to either stop ovulation from happening. So if you're not releasing an egg every month, then there's no opportunity for you to have an egg be fertilized and to have a conception. So that is the idea behind that, and kind of blocking the possibility of pregnancy from the get-go. It is in no way, it would not terminate an existing pregnancy. So that's sort of how the birth control pill works. Other methods work similarly. That's sort of the main idea behind most of them. Things like the depot shot is a high dose of progesterone, which also stops ovulation. Devices such as IUDs either act as spermicides or as a barrier. So they all prevent fertilization and implantation. Birth control is one of those things that it's important for everyone, and it's important for everyone no matter what your economic or social situation, to be able to decide when and if you want to have a child and how you want your future to go. And especially in a situation where people are in sort of a tight economic situation where they can't afford things, even such as like a regular birth control plan that would be $50 a month or so. If somebody can't afford to get their birth control, how can we expect them to afford to raise a child? I mean, I feel like birth control is sort of a right that every woman should have to decide how she wants her life to go, and if she decides that this is not a good time for her to have a child, then she should be able to take measures to not do that. And birth control is an extremely effective way of doing that not only helps prevent pregnancy, but also helps with many other situations, such as heavy and irregular periods, lots of symptoms around menstruation. There are types that are approved for all kinds of indications aside from just pregnancy prevention. So it's really something that is widely used, widely needed, and should not be solely available to those who can simply afford it. So birth control is not only great at preventing pregnancy and helping people to make responsible, thoughtful decisions around that, but it's also really important for various other gynecological conditions. Lots of people have tons of pain and additional symptoms with their monthly menstruation. There are various structural issues around the female reproductive tract that can be modified using birth control, and so there are a lot of other gynecologic indications that people frequently are prescribed various types of birth control pills, whether it be a birth control pill or it is a device such as an IUD. but they can really be used in a lot of different settings and be very effective. And so it's important that people of all socioeconomic classes have access to birth control, not only for pregnancy prevention, but also for all of these other indications, which can also affect their lives in large ways. Birth control is also really important in situations where, for a woman, it would be medically dangerous for her to be pregnant or to become pregnant or to have a child. There are a lot of medical situations in which a female's body can't sustain and support a pregnancy where it would endanger her life if she were to become pregnant. And so birth control is also important for situations such as those. And the use of birth control extends beyond that of teenage or single women. It's not just something that those populations use. It also becomes really important when people are in long-term monogamous relationships. If they're married, been married for a long time, say they already have a lot of kids and they feel that their family can't sustain any more children, either economically or structurally, whatever that may be. But a lot of times the decisions around pregnancy are made within the family between mothers and fathers who decide how many children can we support and how far can we extend those resources and love and time. And so birth control really goes beyond just sort of the stereotypical single woman who isn't in a situation to have a child. It's part of a family. It's a family issue. It's not just a woman's issue, it's everybody's issue, and it can have drastic effects on existing families and enabling them to make decisions about how they want their futures to go. So it really is important to a lot of people.